Okay, to be fair though, unbanning yellow bonds, unbanning yellow tipple, banning chum, and unbanning winter's well would be a perfect VNR.
I don't know.
Okay, when
If
I
you
said
unban
unban bonds,
Oh no,
when
I
I
was
said
gonna.
unban bonds,
armory deck?
you got the wrong bonds there. I was
Oh
talking about
ew!
different bonds.
Oh god, no,
Yeah,
no, I want my bonds back. Dude,
that'll be
Katsu,
awesome too. But yeah.
yeah, Katsu would be playable.
Giving Katsu some more juice would be sick.
He doesn't need much, to be fair. He needs like one more card. I keep
I feel
playing
like
him and I keep killing people. I'm just like,
this is just like the Riptide argument.
yeah, but like Riptide never got that one card. That's the issue. They
Yeah, you
just
got like
keep printing
40 of
like
them.
some crazy ass cards that don't do anything.
You don't like take the bait?
Exactly. No, yeah, exactly. Cool token though. Cool token.
Hmm.
I think if take the bait gave like a +2 on your next arrow, I think it'd been way better.
Be interesting. I have a very interesting take on this whole discussion. Is that I actually think Bonds of Agony unban would not be that crazy.
I think it would be
Yeah.
because of the slippery armory deck.
Have you read Horrors of the Past?
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know
pass.
anything with the armory deck. So
That's
like all
why.
of that.
That's
So,
why.
like,
Okay.
So yeah. So like I'm saying that like I don't think they should have banned it the first time around. Like I didn't think it was that big of a problem. I think it was more of a knowledge skill check than anything.
Okay, so I got two
Okay, hold
thoughts
on.
on that.
Go ahead.
First off, I think that it provided a lot of like feels bad play patterns, which is I think one of the reasons why they banned it. Second, I think if you have bonds, Huntsman actually becomes like really rough. The like amount of cards you can banish in Huntsman and Hunter or Hunted is kind of nuts. And
Okay,
then
sure. And
the very last one
it would have
is
been a problem.
the slippery armory deck. I'm pretty sure it's an assassin, not a chaos assassin card. 0 for 2 stealth card. That's essentially fractal replications text.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the yellow one. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's a 0 for 2,
that-
and it is an assassin card. It is not chaos assassin.
It would be
sure
insane.
When I said that, I meant I don't think they should have banned it when they did. I do agree that it creates this feels bad play pattern, but I felt like Bonds of Agony was more like a skill check than anything else, if I'm being
Okay.
honest, which I think a lot of people
I don't-
disagree with.
I
don't know if I
I
disagree
think
with it,
in Mario, in Huntsman, and Uzuri, it was a skill check. In Slippy, it creates forks, which are just super unfun play patterns. I think that the fork it creates is just awful. And I think with
So-
Mantle adding that to it, creating another fork, and then now you have Horrors of the Past, which creates another fork. You essentially have 12 forks of Bonds of Agony on any turn cycle.
There's
And
a lot
that's
of
just like,
forks.
yeah, it just
So with the armory deck,
That's
yeah,
a
no,
trident.
yeah,
It's like-
no, it was banned preemptively in my opinion for the armory deck and the cards they knew were coming out. But I'm just saying it does not create an unfun play pattern that's any different than like Chum ruining your turn. Or the Cinder Mirror and Wrath of Retribution hits the board on turn 2, and all
you
of a
named
sudden
two
you're at
bannable
5.
cards.
I don't know about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think
think-
that Fearless Confrontation and Chum is a worse
Sure.
interaction in my opinion than Bonds of Agony is.
Fearless should not have been a generic brand.
Should have been a Guardian card
What
if it was
the-
going to do anything.
Should have been a
What do you
Guardian
guys
card.
think of Bonds and New?
Like
I
Bonds of
think that's
Agony,
totally
like
fine.
in the new deck?
Yeah. Because Taylor, you mentioned like a bunch of assassins, but you didn't talk about New.
Well, because in my mind she's out. I don't think about her, but like whenever she was around, I liked New because of I always felt like her damage threshold was a lot lower than the other assassins, which makes her a lot more like approachable. Because you're playing these blues, and you have to pair them with like, of course, Justin Nick, which is a card that you can usually read out of your opponents. But then like outside of Justin Nick, she used it a lot less threatening, in my opinion, because her defenses were also a lot less. So like I always believe that the Aurora New matchup was like slightly Aurora favored if you played correctly and the New didn't high roll you to heaven, which is something that like a hero like Mario and Slippy can actually just kill you on like turn 3. New very rarely, if not, could ever do anything close to that. So in my opinion, it was fine and New, awful in every other aggro assassin.
I think it was a lot more play aroundable, if you will. In new bonds would normally come in from like 7 to 9, where Slippy, it's normally the floor is 9 a lot of the time.
Also, you could fold a hand against New. Like when New sends a Bonds, I could just be like, okay, he has 3 or 4 cards. And you can't
Yeah.
do that against Slippy, because then they'll like send 6 or 9 at your face right afterwards. And like, wait, what?
Yeah.
All right, we're getting off
So-
with a little bit of a heater.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. I've completely derailed us with my hot take of the podcast episode.
Open.
Too long, didn't watch. I'm psychotic. Everybody else understands how Bonds of Agony works, and I like to play Test of Iron Grip. So, Taylor, how was your week in Flesh and Blood, dog?
We didn't even talk about what number the episode is or anything. We didn't
Oh, it's
intro it.
episode
Oh,
20.
I'm so sorry.
This is even
Welcome to
crazier.
Breakpoints, episode 20, where we have Pankaj on. We're
That is
getting
such
ready
a
to
good-
roast him alive.
a good
The most
segue.
important question we want to ask him is, Pankaj, how does it feel to be on the second best podcast in the space? I'm just kidding. We'll come back to that, though. We're going to come back to that. We have all kinds of fun questions for Pankaj throughout the episode.
Wasn't last week's episode 20? Or am I?
They're all 20, baby.
Am I-
From
oh, they're
here
all
on
20,
out,
I
they're all
see.
20.
Also 20.
I see. Okay.
We
I think
recorded
last
one on
week's
Friday.
episode
It was an
was
episode 20.
actually 21 or 22.
It
like,
was.
last week with Noah. Like, but we just keep saying it every episode.
Nice.
I've had messages now. It's like, hey, I really liked episode 20. I'm like, yeah, which one? They're like, yep. I'm like, thank you, man.
Amazing.
Oh, so what did I do in Plus Plus weekend? This week. I played Marlynn at Armory and had a good time. I didn't lose too much, which is always nice. I didn't play any yesterday. I played some sorcery actually. But other than that, I've just been enjoying my time off, waiting for the BNR. Excited to watch Seattle next weekend. I've been told that Pankaj is going to win it all, which is really cool.
Yo.
It was a
Oh,
cool.
I was not informed of this.
Wait.
He
Do
just
you know
told
the
us
show
last week
notes
that
from
you were winning.
LSS?
No, I did not. Oh.
Oh,
Right, I
oh.
forgot. All the tournaments are rigged, by the way.
Yeah. Most people don't know that actually.
Mhm.
You
This
guys
is
know
really
if he
crazy.
actually wins calling Seattle, like it'll never be let go of, right? Like it'll never, like Pankaj, you're gonna have to throw the finals, dog, just so that like we don't get a bad name.
I'll keep that in mind for sure.
This one's for breakpoints. Anyway, no
This
blocks.
Amazing.
That's incredible.
How's your week going, Zach?
My week's been pretty good. Just been kind of been hanging out. We had a CC tournament, a local one yesterday for this like giant wrestling belt, and you'll notice it's not in the background of the podcast episode. So obviously, I did not win it. I was the only 3-1 player to not make it in the top 4 because I lost round 1. It was like
Oh,
with the pair
no.
ups and the pair downs. It was so bizarre. I did get to kill a Florian from 10 with a Macho Grande for 18 though. I love Remembrance of Goldman Estate. That might be one of my new favorite play patterns in the game right now. So it's been okay. A little bit of a feels bad, but you know, we're gonna get back on it. Sam, how about you, brother?
I went to a skirmish yesterday, even though I said I wasn't really going to go to one before. Went in and picked up my my Bravo, my Consign to Cosmos, and in my prize packs, I managed to rip a cold foil Authority of Ataya.
Yo,
One of the
Damn.
luckiest days I've had in a minute.
Sam's like, I love Blitz. Yes.
I can't believe they're getting rid of this format. No, heavy
so funny.
is crazy in Blitz. That deck is just very, very powerful. That was my main takeaway.
It's awesome, man.
But other than that, not too much in Fab. Just played a little bit of Blitz this week. How about you, Pankaj?
Non-existent, basically. I just got back from India. I was there for her cousin's wedding. I just got back yesterday, and I was there for the past week, basically. So now that I'm back, and you start prepping for calling Seattle. And unfortunately, I will not be playing Marlynn. I wish I was. I wish the deck was good enough, but I'm probably just gonna be playing Verdance.
wait,
Just being boring.
Dude, I made a deep run at Worlds with it.
Yes.
What are you talking about? What? The deck isn't good enough.
Deep
What?
run.
Deep. They do.
5-2
Yeah,
and CC is not
okay.
good enough? Oh my god. That's day 2 Seattle. Come on.
True. I don't have the guts for it yet. Just give us a quiver. Give us a quiver that says this counts as a gold, and then I'm maining that hero until she
Oh,
outlaws.
that deck would be insane.
Wow.
That's like
That would
that's
be
like the
crazy
one thing I
good.
think they give the deck, and it just like catapults it forward. Give it a real headpiece by giving it a quiver that counts as a gold. Ooh.
I would just play 2 gold. Y'all are crazy. I'll just play 2 gold.
I'll play Providence for sure.
Providence? Oh, dude. I've been playing
Yeah,
cross
yeah.
wrap.
Mm,
Opting's-
yeah,
Opting's good.
cross works. But have you done Providence Return Fire?
I refuse. I'm not. Oh, no. I'm not. I'm not even going to think about that.
Pretty saucy.
Ugh.
We are less than 10 minutes in, and Pankaj has turned Taylor's brain upside down with a Marlin play pattern. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh man, I just saw that fatigue Marlin video that's been pushed to me through February. There's all kinds of ways you can take this deck.
Dude, it's awesome. I love it. Who knew Taylor was playing the worst version of the deck at Worlds?
True. That,
I mean,
So-
Hey.
we're supposed to be getting a lot of support for the deck coming up soon. I don't know if that means Pen or if that means the set after, but hey, it's on the radar.
Where did you hear that? That it was supposed to get support for it?
In the
That's what they said in the
BNR, where they
BNR.
banned Tipple.
they said the next few
said
sets
that.
are
Oh,
going to
that
be
one.
juiced. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Did you run Tipple in Marlin, by the way, Taylor?
I
When it
ran
was
2
around?
blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that BNR confused me too. When they're like, this affects Marlin, I was like, I wasn't running red Tipple in my Marlin deck anyway.
I wasn't either. That's why I was
Yeah.
like, oh
I,
no, you guys got me, I guess. Oh, forget support. Okay, I need it.
I think that's for the version that they thought we were going to run with New Horizons, where you can load multiple arrows and fire them in the same turn. That version would run a lot of Tipples, but not
Yeah.
so much this one.
There was a casino build that someone brought to a pro tour or something. It was like 9 tipple, 6 swell. I'm just like, I don't know if this is it, dog, but I just want to play blue azalea.
So I'm going to completely take us off like pace here, and I have a
Okay.
personal question for Pankaj that goes back to what you said your week has been like. So you said you just got back from your cousin's wedding, right? When you go to a wedding, and keep in mind, there's no judgment here, but I know which of these I am. Are you a get like, plastered and like dance your ass off at a wedding kind of person? Or are you like a, oh, hey, how are you? And shake hands and give presents and just kind of hang out? No judgment. I'm just curious because I know which one I am.
Oh, the former, for sure. Like, that's the point of weddings,
Yes.
especially weddings in India. That is the entire reason I flew
Oh, hell
like,
yeah.
across continents to get there.
Amazing. I love it.
Are you really having fun at a wedding if you're not getting plastered?
Listen, some people don't drink, like some people are sober, like that's why I said no
Or-
judgment. Like I'm not trying to like incriminate myself or put Pankaj in an awkward spot, like or anything like that. Like I just listen, when I go to weddings, I get hammered and dance my ass off, even though I have zero rhythm. But I love to dance and it's a lot of fun. So
Yeah, I can't
Gosh.
dance either until maybe after about like 4 or 5 GNTs, and then who knows?
hell yeah. Pankaj is my man. I knew it, dude.
At that point, everybody can dance. That's what I'm talking about.
Facts though. Facts.
All right. Well,
For everyone
For
who
those-
doesn't like know who you are. Oh, what are we gonna say, Sam? What are we gonna say?
we're doing the same thing.
No,
It's
no,
almost
no.
like this
You
is
go
a scripted
first.
Transition.
Dang it! Dang it!
Chaos begins.
No, Taylor, you first.
No. We can do this all podcast. No, you go, dog.
Well, for those who don't know you, Pankaj, would you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to be kind of in the position you're in right now as a many hat-wearing individual in the Flesh and Blood community?
Right. So, hi, I'm Pankaj. I started the game shortly after Tales of Aria came out. I think Tales of Aria pre-release was my first ever event in Gem. So that was like when I started the game, and I decided I really liked it, and I wanted to play competitively. And alongside that, I wanted to create content for it. So I had a YouTube channel. It was called Ethnic Smoke. I used to put up gameplay, like replay analysis videos on that. And I think it was just that basically where like one thing led to another. As content creators, you sort of just get to know other content creators. So Ethan reached out, asked me whether I wanted to cast something because he was doing his backpack streams back in the day. So I went out with him, casted like Battlefield in New Jersey and a few things. And next thing I know, LSS is like, hey, do you want to come cast US Nationals? And then so that's how it became like that's how the whole casting stuff started for me. And I just tried to maintain the play competitively on the side, although now I'm definitely washed. I've been casting for too long.
Gosh, no.
So
Man, I
the
remember.
Ethan episode hasn't come out yet, but he says that you are still one of the best players, and that's where the whole "you're going to win Seattle" came from.
All right, we'll see. I'll try to live up to it, but it's been a while. Man, like I said, I haven't practiced at all this entire week. I need to actually lock down the next few days.
So what you need to do is you need to draw felling on like turn 2 or 3, and you're cooking. I'm just like,
I swear, I thought you were going to start that with what you need to do is swap out your hero
Nope,
for Marlon.
no,
But that's what I was
no.
expecting you to say.
no, that's for later.
Mhm.
Oh, Actually, so funny enough, you talk about your old YouTube channel. One of my first videos, I was going to my first pro quest, and I brought Quell Hand Viscerai because you put up a video as like, double finalist Viscerai list, and then you put up another one with like 3 lines you should know. And I still remember those because like that was the reason I played Viscerai in a Starvo meta. I was like, yeah, there's some OG stuff that right there though. That was like
Oh,
4 years ago, 3.5 years ago.
Man, has it been that long? I
It's at
think you're
least been
right. Yeah,
3.
3. Yeah.
It probably has.
Ah,
So I started back right before Dust Till Dawn came out. One of my the reason I know the is because MST came out, and I was like, man, these heroes are like probably even stronger than Starvo. My good buddy Merrick, he says, you need to watch anything else about Starvo.
yeah, every time I heard anyone say, "Oh, this hero might be better than Starvo," it compares to Starvo, I'm like, no, y'all have no idea. Like that deck with the triple awakenings and all the Oaken Rolls and crippling crushes was just something else. No, Zen full power is still not like Starvo. Okay, Starvo is just its own category.
Side tangent about Starvo. I was there the night that Matt W played Starvo into that double win a case because that's my local store. Matt W's my local, and I'll just never forget the messages in our like team, like little like local Discord going, "I hate this guy. He just triple Oaken to me," and then he like put it back on top and crown and did it again. I hate this. This is the worst thing ever. And I remember like watching like the storm slowly come in. I remember people online going, "Hey, have you guys seen the out of the box stream games with the Starvo that's just killing everybody on like turn 5?" I'm like, oh my god. And then the next day I remember Channel Fireball put out like a deck tech for the Starvo from some guy's win a case, and I was like, oh, this is the beginning of the end, isn't it?
I feel like if you were playing back then, everybody has some memory of something like that. Like, don't get me wrong, I never had to see it in action, but I had just started playing the game right before Starvo came out. And I remember we had a guy who was like, what's the shit? I can't remember. George R. R. Martin, the guy that writes the books. I've never seen
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Thank you. He was like Game of Thrones world champion and like all this kind of stuff. And he was like, this hero is going to be broken. And I remember all of our locals were like, nah, you could never get 3 of the same kind in your hand. That's going to be so hard to do. And like after that deck like took over and like the article came out, I remember he never said a word. He was never like, I told you so, because he just knew from the beginning. So I feel like that happened to a lot of people who were playing back then.
Oh, that's a lot of
PTSD.
restraint from that guy to not gloat that he called it coming.
To be
Like, I'll say I
fair,
told you so if I got even like a random prediction correct. Like, I'll have 10 predictions and 9 of them are wrong, and the one I get correct, I'm just gonna tell my whole team. I'm like, "Ha, I told you guys."
so the funny part is he is a dad, and he was playing the game at the time because his kids wanted to play Flesh and Blood. And I think he just like didn't want to like hold it over us, or I don't know, maybe he's just better than we are. I don't know. I'm gonna save his name for for the purpose of the podcast episode, but I just like, yeah, I remember he was very nice about it. And I remember thinking the same thing you were. I was like, dog, I'd have been rubbing your all's noses in it. Like,
Oh, there's a 100% chance. Y'all will never hear the end of it from me. You guys remember that time I told you guys? No.
I still have to listen to you. Like every
Good.
episode, you bring up the fact that you made Day 2 of Worlds. Every episode, I have to listen to this nonsense.
Shut up, 2 and 6. I don't want to hear it
That's
from
what
you.
I'm seeing.
Get out of here, dude.
Oh man. Oh goodness. All right, pulling us back 20 minutes in with not a single bit of the topics covered, but Pankaj, how did you find yourself hosting Arsenal Pass? Tell me a little bit about that.
Sorry, I missed that part.
Yeah, hold
How
on.
do I find
Sam?
myself what, Arsenal?
Hold on.
Nice.
Let me make an editor's note for me, and then we'll fix everything. Editor 1910. Okay.
Classic Sam.
Yeah. Sam, your mic is cutting in and out a little bit. Can you like replug it or something? I'll edit all this out. It's not a big deal. Dude,
We're not leaving this in? Come on.
I mean, I can if you guys want. I mean, this is like a crazy one though, dude.
The
The audio
audio
is
the
technical
official
issues in
fourth
there.
after that comment. Like that's the official fourth comment if I've ever heard it right there. Like that's
dude, that'd
awesome.
be dude. The guys in the car would be going crazy. They're like, what's happening right now? It's just, I just hear people rustling around.
I think it's
Okay,
doing the
Sam.
thing where it's auto adjusting my mic down. I'm trying to keep tabs on it. I don't know what's up
Okay.
with just this software adjusting the mic down,
The
but it is
software
what it is.
sucks. It's okay.
So I don't know if it helps, but I turned off that noise cancellation thing, and it's messed with my mic less this episode.
Okay, I can try that.
Yeah.
Echo
man.
cancellation or whatever.
Okay. All right. Anyway,
Okay.
we'll dive into it. Pankaj, would you tell me a little bit about how you got started with our?
Yeah. So no.
Did it do it
Okay,
again? I swear.
It
Damn
did
it, cut
do
out
it.
again,
No,
dog.
hold on. It's
Oh
okay.
my
It's
God.
okay. This
Glad
can
you
all be
cast the
edited
question
out.
this time.
I keep it in.
All right. Are we continuing?
Sure.
Sam, would you like for me to read off the questions today since your
Sure, you got it, boss.
mic is having issues? Okay, yeah. So, Pankaj, diving into we talked about you a little bit and how they could find you and your place in Flesh and Blood. How did you find yourself being a co-host on Arsenal Pass? Was it like an easy decision for you to jump on with Hayden?
I feel like just the way you asked that felt like like an interview question. It's just like, okay, how did it start? It was, what was it? I think Brendan was stepping away from the pod because he was sort of losing interest in the game like the past few months before he like left Arsenal Pass, right? So he was stepping away from the pod, and Hayden was looking for guests. And then, so if you just look back, I think last year, a few months before this, I don't remember, was it around October maybe or September? You'll see a whole bunch of Arsenal Pass episodes where it's just a bunch of guests. And Hayden called me for one of them. And shortly after that, he asked me if I want to stay on as a permanent host. And I was like, oh, that sounds very surreal, actually, because I've been listening to them since I started playing the game. So it was very flattering for sure. Yeah, and that's kind of how it started. And haven't looked back since, I suppose.
That's awesome. I do remember the stretch you're talking about with like a bunch of like random guests because I remember thinking like we had a bunch of locals who were speculating and somebody was like, oh, like Brendan's sick, he'll be back in like a week, and then like 4 or 5 weeks went by and like Brendan still wasn't back, and I was like, I don't know, he may be done with Flesh and Blood after this. So but it sounds like it worked out well. I was like, no shade towards Brendan or anything, but I definitely love having you on Arsenal Pass because I, like you, I've been watching Arsenal Pass since I got into the game. That was like the premier Flesh and Blood podcast when I started playing Fab. So it's been awesome to see you on there.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely,
Also,
man.
Brendan, it sounded like he was going to come back for Worlds because there was no limited. I don't know whether you all saw that tweet.
I did.
But for
I
a while,
did.
he was considering
I
it. And he didn't end up making it in the end, which is kind of sad.
I wanted to know what he's gonna play. I was it Kano? I want to know. But
Yeah.
oh,
Hey, well, Yokohama is constructed only as well, so maybe we'll see a return.
Kano.
It'd be cool though. I mean, it'd be fun to see Brendan make his way back to the game. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with taking a hiatus and like having that little break. Just to come back and find out that you really do like the game as much as you thought originally. So that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's how I feel every time I like play a different card game. Is just, like the variance just keeps kicking me in the butt. I'm just like, well, this wouldn't have happened in Flesh and Blood. Like I'll be like playing a game of Magic and I'll like won't draw my third land or something. I'm like, this wouldn't happen. This wouldn't happen.
So I'm so glad that you bring that up, Taylor, because about, I don't know, twice a year, I'll be playing Flesh and Blood and I'm in a slump and I'm like, man, I just want to play Burn. I just want to play Magic and go back to like what it brought me into card games. And then that happens. I never draw a second or a third land. And I'm like, yep, Flesh and Blood's the truth, baby.
Yeah, it happens every
Taylor,
time.
Have you never 3 of a kinded into 3 reds before?
No,
Marlynn?
that-
Wow.
Oh,
that's how I
See,
date two
that's
worlds.
why I couldn't
That's
date
how I
the
date
world.
two
Yeah.
worlds.
Wow. This guy.
Ah, that's talent.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
here.
I'll be here all week.
let me tell you, we were playing at a PQ this season. Round 1 of my local Pro Quest is me and Taylor, and he's got 1 gold left that he can draw with, and he's like sitting here, he's doing the math for a second. And he goes, "What are the odds I draw a 3 of a kind here?" About 7%. Okay, he pitches the gold, hits the 3 oak, and rips it into the perfect resource curve to like send like 20 damage at my face.
That was hilarious too because it was like I have 1 gold, I have like something else in my hand. I forgot. I think it was a pump, and I was like, okay, well I need to draw something, so I pop it. I draw the 3 oak. I play premeditate. I play 3 oak, and it's like was it like one of the red harpoons, blue, and I was like, man, I'm just too good at this game. And like Sam's hands in his head, he's just like, I hate this game. He's looking at me. Like, hey, sorry, buddy.
mean,
That
it's not too bad.
perfectly sums up what it's like to be Taylor Crawford in one story. That is Taylor in a nutshell, like 100%. Watch him do this to people at ProQuest season. He's like, we'll see what happens. It draws a card. Like, it just. Anyway, next question before I want to strangle Taylor. We're not even like 30 minutes into the episode. So tell us about the time difference and what that looks like. You know, you guys are in different time zones, and that probably makes it tough to coordinate things. Has that been a challenge, or has that been relatively smooth for you guys?
It's been quite smooth, but I think that's mostly because Hayden had, recorded all those episodes with Brendan before, right? Who was also on the US time zone. So they sort of already had a routine set up where Hayden basically records during his lunch hour at work.
Okay.
So
Oh.
yeah, so it's usually evening time for me. It'll be like right after my work, and he's having his lunch hour, and he just records during that time.
Okay, wow. So it sounds like it works out pretty well for you guys then.
Yeah, I kind of just like slotted in, kind of just took over exactly when like Brendan used to record with him.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting more on that question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like that. You were like, no, it's super easy. We just did
Yeah.
this.
She was really hoping that you'd be like, I wake up at 2:30 a.m. every Tuesday for this guy.
I
That's what
mean,
he's hoping, dude. He's like, yeah.
I was kind of hoping so I could be like, oh, Hayden, you scumbag. Not only did you beat me in Singapore, now you're forcing Pankaj to do this? No, I'm just kidding. But
Yeah, I mean, every now and then, like, because of different commitments, we have to maybe do something a little bit weird where I wake up early. Or usually he's the one who wakes up early, to be honest. He's usually the one making all the sacrifices.
Oh my
Like, he wakes
gosh,
up
he's too good.
Well, I say,
Stop it.
sacrifices, except he normally wakes up at 6 anyway to, like, I don't know, go on a run or something because he's like that. So
Oh,
it's just,
what a monster.
he's one of those
too?
he just
people?
does things like this, Yeah, I know. It's kind of, I don't know who does that.
I don't know
my
if I can-
opinion of Hayden is falling off a cliff right now. Who wakes up at 6 a.m. to run? Taking care of yourself? Good
Ugh.
Lord.
Anyway, do you guys want to go get Taco Bell after this? Oh, let's go.
Go.
The best part about this is that nobody knows that I was just telling you that my Sunday involves sleeping till 11 o'clock, not showering, going to have tacos and ice cream with my wife, and then coming home to record the podcast. It makes
It's
it
kind of
so
like
much
running,
funnier.
right?
Yeah, no. I was in a hurry.
Hey.
I ate expeditiously to get back so that we could record this.
Oh, man, that's a good word.
I know. Could you imagine? I ran all the way back just for Taylor to not know what time we were doing.
Oh,
this.
okay,
How-
that would. To be fair, that one was on me. Okay, that was
Oh,
completely
it's-
on me.
it's so, all right. I've been waiting for a good moment to interject that because I was like, nah, you won't get away with this. Like, we
Like,
will talk
yeah,
about
man.
this during the podcast.
I guess I am editing this podcast. Fuck you.
oh,
Where is
God.
he?
27 minutes, Taylor. You could just cut that out. So, Pankaj, I think, me, Sam, and Taylor all understand the side of being, like a grinder, being competitive, trying to be at events. What's it like having this transition from being a grinder and playing all these events to more of like the production side, to casting or helping out on the back end? Or do you find that that balance is a little bit better for you because you're still getting to play in Seattle next weekend?
Yeah, so as far as the tier 4 events go, my approach to them is to sort of still have the grinder mentality, because for me that's sort of how I see myself contributing to the booth. It's like when I've been testing with the team in the weeks leading up to it, I can talk about the strategies like more effectively, basically. So I've tried not to lose the grinder mentality in the weeks leading up. Sometimes the team calls me out and they're like, wait, you're not even playing. Why are you like in the Discord every time and like testing with us? I was like, I don't know, this is what I do. I mean, I also like the games. I just want to play anyway.
Right.
So yeah, as far as tier 4 events go, I try, I still go hang out in the testing house and I still jam games with people and stuff. And then yeah, the balance is quite nice, where outside of tier 4 events, I still get to play in tier 3s. Like I'm playing Calling Seattle. I played Calling Portland, was it last year or earlier this year? And with any sort of battle hardened or like calling in the PNW region, I still get to go like play them. I might be flying to Columbus to play that in January as well.
Hey, nice.
So yeah.
So look. If you want to
Yeah,
go
so-
Marlyn list, send me a DM. We can get you on Marlyn for Columbus. How about that?
Every time.
We can both
every
play-
time.
We can both play
discuss, yeah.
Marlyn.
Oh,
Oh, it's Taylor with issues this time around. We lost
Oh.
Taylor for about 15 seconds there.
Oh my god, no, not like this. Oh, it was me.
I really hope that when it comes back, it's just him head in hands because of all the issues. Like, I hope that's where like the internet lag cutoff comes back to.
Oh
The,
my
the,
god.
the internet
this
heard
is-
him trying to convince me to play Marlin and was like upset about it. I was like, nope, he can't finish the sentence.
I don't even want to be here
Not
anymore.
today. Not today.
All right. I hope you enjoyed the first 30 minutes. The last hour is going to be a 3-man podcast. Taylor has to leave apparently in the middle because Pankaj doesn't want to play Marlin. Who knew?
This is awful. I gotta find someone.
Just soon, Taylor. Honestly, just give us a quiver.
How about Katsu? Katsu and Marlin are the only 2 decks I play. How about that one?
Even
Even though Marlin's much better than Katsu, in my opinion.
Katsu is so fun. I think. Well, here's the thing: is she better than Katsu? I feel like Katsu's place, at least like into like Syndra and Gravy and stuff. I'd much rather be on Katsu. Okay.
no.
Okay. Marlin beats Syndra, but like, into Gravy, I'd rather be on Katsu.
Yeah,
than on Marlin.
but like Marlin's like Verdance matchup's way better.
It's not
It's, like,
that
favored?
much better though.
What?
It's wait. Oh, you think Marlin's favorite into Verdance?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Sounds like
I
the
think-
rest of the episode is
I'm-
about to be a
I'm
grudge
not sure I
match.
agree
Taylor
with that.
versus Pankaj on podcast.
Yeah. Marlin beats like Earth. That's like one of the big reasons to play the deck.
Okay. I'm gonna need to talk to you about that separately then. Regarding maybe I'm doing something wrong because I found
You have to gamble
Marlin's
more.
Verdance matchup to just be like fine. It's like it's just okay. It's like 50 or maybe slightly under to me. Katsu's obviously way worse, but I feel like
Yeah.
in the meta where everyone's just trying to play solitaire, like when it's like Syndra, Gravy type stuff, like Katsu is just like Acilio even, Katsu just like beats them all like really well.
Okay, this is the last time I say the word Marlin for the podcast. I promise. I'll shut up.
Oh, that's a lie.
All right.
Nope. I promise. This is it.
No shot. No
Why
shot.
even try to restrain yourself? You're not going to make it.
I will watch.
It's like 10-1 odds that you don't. So, like,
We could do like a
I
poly
just-
market graph right now.
dude.
Get everyone
And
betting.
right now, if you're watching the episode, pause it, and I want you to comment how many times you think Taylor
None.
says the word Marlin for the rest of the episode. No
None.
edits from here. No edits from here.
That's a good one.
I will hold you accountable to this 110%.
You got it.
So, Taylor, what's your favorite hero right now in Classic Constructed? I'm just kidding.
I've been enjoying the Ranger.
Uh,
Oh yeah, Riptide.
Rain.
Taylor's a known Riptide enjoyer.
Yeah.
he came to play. He came to play. All right, I like it. So, Pankaj, we talked about like, the going from grinder to the production side, and you said that, you kind of like the balance because you get to be on both sides of it. Was that a hard decision for you? Like, was it tough to like be like, man, maybe I have to walk away from playing more, or do you like being in the booth enough that it was a pretty easy decision?
I'd say it was pretty easy, I think. Which a part of me says like, oh damn, should it have been a harder decision? But no, I really enjoy casting. I mean, it was kind of why I like flew out like New Jersey with Ethan to like just cast that thing. Like that was before any official stuff. It was on our own expense basically. Because I just really enjoy casting. Okay, a lot of people don't know this, but I used to be a theater kid, like in high school and stuff. Like I went to an arts high school, and throughout college, theater was always like a big part of my life. And for me, casting was sort of like the perfect sort of amalgamation of the theater kid in me and also the massive nerd. And I just get to talk about this super geeky thing, but in a way that's meant to be entertaining while also being insightful. And I was like, this is just it. I enjoy it like every time. This is why every time everyone's like, "Oh, you're working this weekend," I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I'm like working, like in the booth, like sure.
That's awesome.
So it's funny that you bring it all the way back to Ethan because, I remember when you were making content, like you were one of the pages that I started like following early on, and Ethan was one as well. And I remember because that was one of the events where like Ethan like lost some of his equipment or like they didn't ship something back properly. And I remember like, Ethan was also like, hey, like Pankaj was like, the team wasn't getting paid for this and like put out some kind of like a GoFundMe or something. I remember to try and like, make sure that you guys were like monetarily taken care of. So it's funny that you bring it all the way back to that because I remember that. I remember reading that on Twitter like back in the day.
Yeah, those were the beginnings. Those were the roots basically of how we all started.
I love it though, because it's such a cool story, right? You go from that and Ethan, in the backpack streams, and then it's like now, like, you guys are doing worlds and like all these like major events. So it's so cool to see it all come full circle and get you guys into the limelight, to be able to make that happen. That's awesome.
Pretty much every event, me, Sam, and Ethan will get together and just have a moment of this still feels so surreal that we all started in this sort of jank. Ethan would like be struggling to get internet up like at basically every convention center because they
Oh
all
yeah.
like in a sense, weren't very cooperative at the time. And then we're here and like doing the official broadcast and stuff. Like every time, every event, we have a little moment where like, damn, somehow this is how it all turned out.
I
That's
still
awesome.
remember there's like I think it might have been I want to say Battle Hardened Philly. I remember Ethan before he got taken on officially by LSS was trying to get on the internet of the TO there, and they were like, "Well, we can't even let you on our internet. It's like a liability thing." And he was like, "Well, how am I supposed to stream? I came all the way here to stream the event." And he's just like trying to work through that, and oh man, what a nightmare that he no longer has to deal with. Thankfully.
I bet that would be so frustrating. And so like these are some of the things that I've never considered, right? Like you're fighting for internet privileges to be able to bring all of us at home, like me, who have just been sitting in my chair, bebopping along, watching coverage all this time. So I don't know. It gives me like this greater respect, like this, like like profound, like sense of like I'm glad that everyone gets to enjoy this the way that we do now, and I'm so glad that we have people like Ethan and Ponkage and Sam that have put in the time to be able to make this happen. Because I don't think if it wasn't for you guys pioneering back then, I would dare say we're not where we are now with coverage and everything that we have now.
Put most of that on Ethan for sure. Is the production side. I kind of just showed up and spoke into the mic, which he set up. Very much dealing with the internet, dealing with the TOs thing was very much an Ethan thing. But thank you for that. It's a very nice thing to say.
Yeah, no, for sure. I like listen. As much as we love Ethan, and I mean this with all the love in my heart, I think we all agree we would much rather have you behind the microphone than Ethan during the events. Ethan has found his calling on the technical side of things. Like
Yeah, no, his mic comes directly into our ears as we're doing the casting, and yeah, I think that's maybe good enough for him.
I love it. I love it.
I just
So,
want to say,
as
like,
oh, sorry, go ahead, Taylor.
no, I was gonna say, I
Something
just want
about
to say, no, I ain't saying it. I just want to say, like, I've done some light casting. I did like the some league or something, and then I did like the Hong Kong. People don't understand how hard it is to actually cast a game. Like it is an insanely difficult task. Like you think it's easy to just like talk a little bit over like the game. No, trying to keep like especially when like earlier rounds of callings and stuff, where you have to kind of keep things entertaining, or if you're playing against like a fatigue game, y'all do such a great job of just keeping the engagement of the stream going. It's so insane. I just want to say that you guys don't get enough credit for how good you guys actually are at this casting stuff.
Thanks. Yeah, the fatigue games are definitely just the massive grinds. I think there was one. I forget which battle hardened it was, but Sam and I had to do like 2 or 3 Oldhim mirrors. This is Crown of Seeds. It was it was Sledge with the it was Anathos with the Vambrace to like counter the opponent's Crown
Yeah.
of Seeds. It was miserable. We did
throwback.
like 3 games, and it's like because 2 of them were in top 8, and we covered one in Swiss or something. It was oh gosh, those are tough for sure.
Yeah,
Also,
I'm
wait,
sure.
you casted esports?
No, I
That's-
cast what's it? Hong
Arclight
Kong
League, is that what it was called? The
Arclight League and
Oh.
Hong
Yeah.
Kong. But to be fair
Nice.
Oh, I
though,
remember that.
yeah, to be fair though, with the
Oh, I
Arclight
remember the
League,
Arclight
my
League.
co-caster on all the episodes, I think except for one, was Vero, and he did 95% of the talking because you
that
couldn't like
tracks.
slide in. He would just it was pure consciousness to Mike.
I feel like that sums up your and Vero's relationship, or really Vero and anybody's relationship in the in a nutshell. Like
Yeah.
Whatever
Vero, I
happened
hope
to the
you're
Arclight
watching.
League? I don't even remember.
There
It
was
stopped.
2 seasons of it or something like that. I think there was one league, like one season, and then I think they had another one, and that's all I remember about it. Because I do remember seeing Taylor do coverage, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun! Like I'll watch Taylor." And then I was like, "Oh yeah, he's not talking."
Oh, it's hard. It's hard. Oh,
You want to get back in the booth at all?
no, I hated
Nope.
it. I hated it every
Really?
second. I hate
Really?
casting. I hate casting. Well, because like I'm watching someone play, and it's like and I know this is like the grinder in me, or like I've played so many games, and they just like make a very very apparent misplay, and you can't say that on stream. You're like you have to say things around it. Like Nathan's kind of like taught me how to cast a little bit. He's a pretty great caster, I think, and he's like you have to be like, oh, what a unique line there, or you have to like say it in like ways that like, oh that. I mean, you literally can't say that's not what I would have done, but
What a unique line.
what a unique line. It's like, thanks, Nathan. I keep that one in my back pocket just in case.
I was going to say that I feel like you'd be a really good color commentator, like on the plays and like what's happening and stuff like that. But now that I'm thinking about it, Taylor would be like, meh, wrong, like the entire game. Like they could never put Marlynn on stream.
Okay.
Ethan would have to dodge putting Marlynn on stream left and right.
I would be a
Would be
really
too
good
hard right
person,
about now.
not for the LSS stream, but if we were to co-stream the LSS stream, I think it would be better there, where I could like say what I want to, instead of like having to keep like the professionalism. I think that I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Like, oh
That
man, that
Sounds
was
really fun, actually. Yeah, y'all should do that.
I was like,
Breakpoints
Taylor,
co-stream or Card
Yeah.
Guys co-stream.
yeah,
Mhm.
just anything like that. Like it'd be so much better. It's like it would drive me up the wall. They're like, well, why would they do that there? Like I don't want to say that on like an actual stream because that would just be a show and a half. It's like
It would be really cool if like we got to the point where it's like I don't know League of Legends level where they do like a bunch of co-streams with community members. That would be cool. I hope one day we get to that kind of size. That'd be sick.
was it Battlehard and Hartford had that? I don't know if you guys remember that. It was the one that Yuki won on KO. They got I think they did like Swiss, and then top 8 was like different people. Kind of Josh and Nathan did one. I believe Shamir and Scott Mines did one. I mean, I loved it. I loved it. Having those different personalities that people like actually grind with or like play games. It's awesome to see that.
was the one, if I remember correctly, where Ethan recorded it and then
Yep.
had people go back over and do it later, right? Yeah, I
Yep.
do remember that. Yeah.
So,
Does Magic
Classic.
do any of that? Do y'all know? Like
They-
co-streams with
So
content creators? No.
so the content creators do their own thing for Magic. We're like Doomwake is like somebody that I follow from the Magic space, and like he goes live. Like right now, World Championships is on, and he's live, just watching the live stream and like talking over it and stuff like that. I don't know that there's ever been anything official from Magic that does stuff like that, but I think what Sam was saying is that it would be cool if Flesh and Blood got to the size where it was like, if I'm not at a Pro Tour, I wouldn't feel bad about being live and feeling like I'm pulling viewership away from the main thing. Because that's like
Yeah.
one of my biggest like things is like, I don't ever want to feel like people are like who like my content and like to watch it feel like they're forced to watch me instead of the main thing. It's like, no, you should be able to watch whatever you want, but I'm also hanging out at home. Why can't I go live and enjoy watching it live with everybody else or something like that? So
Sam, do you want to co-host Pro Tour Yokohama together?
Oh, dude, let's do it.
Okay, sweet. Locked
That'd be
in.
sick.
So y'all aren't coming to Yokohama?
I qualified, but I don't know if I'm gonna go. I'm like 10%er because I'm trying to hit every calling in North America next year. I've never like played more than like 3 callings a year. I don't really travel as much as most people think I do. So I just want to have like one serious year where I just travel to every calling and try to see if I can like top 8 once or twice more. And then after that, I'll go back to just being 3 times a year and just play like tier 4s.
Yeah, we're locked in already on 3 of them, so it's gonna be a busy year.
I'm so excited.
I think we're doing one different one, but we're both doing Ohio in January, and then are you doing Montreal?
No, I'm gonna do
That's
San
the one that we
Diego.
have different. Yeah. I'm gonna do Montreal and Memphis. I think we're both doing Memphis too. So
So
Okay,
you're not
side
doing
que-
Yokohama either, Sam.
no, I'm not.
That's
Zach, are
partially
you
my
going?
fault.
I will be in Yokohama. I have never been to Japan, and my wife's never been to Japan. So we're making this kind of like a get in early, like, have a few date days where we go and hang out and see stuff. And then I'm going to be a giant nerd while she travels around Japan by herself.
So question, are you going to get in early to do all the touristy stuff or stay back late and then do the touristy stuff after the event?
So we do both, is how we
Oh.
like to break it up. So we land in wherever we land. I can't remember. I don't think it's exactly in Yokohama, but we land at like 5 a.m. on Thursday. And so Thursday we get in, we sleep because the flight's like 13 hours. So we sleep on the plane. We stay up all day. We sightsee all the stuff I would like to see. And then, I have to go and register and do all that stuff Thursday night. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Carly does all the stuff that she wants to do that maybe doesn't excite me as much. And then on Monday, we go and do stuff again together, and then we fly out on Tuesday. We did that in Singapore, we did that in London, and it's been like this perfect little travel itinerary that we put together.
Nice. Yeah. We need you that Thursday night though. Stream the keynote, of course.
Oh, of course. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I will do my best to go live at horizontal only this time around, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh man. So we've jumped around a lot and we've talked about a couple of things here, but a minute ago we were kind of going into, you were talking about, like the nostalgia of it all, and that, you, Sam, and Ethan kind of have this moment, every event where you guys get to reflect and look back. What is your favorite part traveling and casting and just being with, the old heads, the new people, everyone from the game?
Favorite part? It's definitely the people, but to be more specific about the people, there's something really special about just being surrounded by a whole group where everyone has the same goal and everyone is equally committed and equally passionate about it, right? And I see this both in the testing house when we're all testing together, trying to solve the meta or trying to improve together as a team, and then also on the production side, where it's just something really special when everyone is committed to the same thing, everyone's intelligent and passionate about it, and you're all working towards the same goal as a team, and everyone wants to be there as well. It's not like that group project in high school or something where you're sort of forced to be on the project and a few people don't really care about it, don't want to be there. But because everyone is so involved and has stakes in it and just wants it to be the best it can be, that's my most favorite thing about this thing. I hope that answered the question. It's not very concrete, this thing specifically, but it's just the vibe of everyone moving towards the same goal in a way that's also where the motivation just comes from within. It's not any sort of external thing. That's very special.
I actually feel like that makes perfect sense. At least it does to me. It's like you guys are doing a class project, but everybody cares about the class project, not just the one person who makes sure you all get an A. And it's probably going to be a great feeling, I imagine. So yeah, that's awesome. I think it's a great answer. So to flip the coin on you here, what is the worst part or your least favorite part, I guess, of the travel and the casting and, all that goes into it?
Can I just say the flights? Because I have pretty long legs, all right? And just staying in these long flights, these international ones, and economy, just kind of, it's rough. Every single time I fly and it's a long distance flight, I'm I definitely lost a week of my life or something.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think you're even taller than I am. Are you 6'4", 5"?
I'm 6'3".
Okay.
Taller than me. Yeah. Fair enough.
The thing is, all my height is in my legs as well. If you see me sit next to someone, I'm the same height as them, or maybe slightly taller. But when I stand up, it's whoa, okay, suddenly it's oh, this guy's tall. It's because all my head's in my legs, so it makes the seating on flights even worse.
Yeah, flying, that must be terrible. I am a very snug 5'11". I fit into those coach seats very, very well, and I like that about myself. Oh, what? No, what's that face, Taylor? Go ahead. You got something to say?
No, not at all.
I didn't lie. I didn't lie to everybody and say I was 6 foot. Okay, I'm 5'11". I'm proud. I wear that.
5'6" and a half. I have no room to say anything. Literally, I'm just here, dog.
Listen, if I've learned anything about being friends with you, Taylor, it's that just because you don't have the right to say anything will not stop you from saying something to me. I promise you.
Actually, speaking of that, I had a question. Also, the whole height thing reminded me of it. What's with the whole grinder reference, between the two of you?
No, that was the best part.
Where does that come from?
Nothing.
It's just him completely shooting the shit.
There's no
This is so good. Yes, it's the best callback we've ever had.
There's no reference. I just wanted to come up with something, and it went really well. That was it.
Oh, I thought it was some inside joke that I missed or something. I was like, damn.
He's
Was that an
just trying to
off-pod?
screw with Zach.
Taylor was trying to make it sound like an inside joke, but Taylor's really just giving me grief is all he's doing. So if you ever don't understand what's going on, more than likely Taylor just made it up in that moment when he started talking about it.
You got me. I was like, damn, I missed. And you
I missed that
listen back
episode.
to previous
Grindr.
episodes and try and catch
The
it.
grinder lore.
Oh,
Oh, it's so good.
great.
I
I want to
love
name
it.
the episode Grinder or Grinder. That's gonna go one.
The,
That one-
the thumbnail's gonna be crazy. The thumbnail's
you
gonna
don't
go
even wanna
hard on
know.
this one. Oh. So, Pankaj, when you guys are in the booth and you guys are, like casting the game, like I've seen a little bit of the setup. I've never truly been behind the curtain, but I've seen a little bit of it here and there. You guys are watching it on those screens. This is a two-parter question here. The first part is, do you all see chat while you're casting the games?
No.
Okay.
Good
Well,
for you. Good for you.
Yeah, the
Perfect.
call
We
was
got the
made
follow-up.
a long time ago that we shouldn't see chat because that's just going to distract us and not really give us too much additional value. And if there's anything in chat that is relevant, Ethan, who is seeing chat, can tell us about it.
So the second part of the question is it's kind of irrelevant after you answer that part, but I'm still going to ask you anyway because I want to hear your personal take on it. Because, chat has this crazy stigma around it. Do you think it would add value for you all while you're casting if you were to interact with the chat or to see what chat was saying?
I think it depends on the level of event and the production value. I think if the casters are referencing chat or constantly engaging with comments in the chat, it is, how to say, it's like it adds a level of entertainment, but I think it does take away from the professionalism of the event. So it wouldn't be something we do for like a tier 4, for example. But if it's like a lower tier, if it's like if it's like the backpack stream level equivalent, then the whole chat engagement, like the whole active chat engagement from the caster side, probably has a place. But yeah, once it gets to a high enough level for the professionalism, I don't think it would be very meaningful for the casters to engage. And then on the topic of whether we should at least be able to see what chat is saying, I think it would detract more than it would add, because it would just be, there's just a lot of fluff that happens in chat, right? And a lot of like negative stuff which we just don't need to look at, and anything that maybe we should be informed about, like I said, Ethan will just tell us about it anyway.
Say, because that sounds awful. Like you look at chat and it's just like 17 poop emojis after a guy made a bad line. You're just like, I don't know what to do with this. Okay, thanks, man. Thanks,
Well,
chat.
and Pockets made the comment that it would be a distraction. And it's like if you
Mhm.
start to say something and then a message catches your eye out of the corner of your eye, you may stop mid train of thought, and then all of a sudden we look like we're, half-assing the thing and like the production. So yeah, I mean, it's probably not a great look for Worlds. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right, so this one I am going to have to read verbatim because there is too much here for me to paraphrase what Sam wrote down. We had Ethan on very recently, and the episode isn't out yet. But in that episode, he mentioned that you are the best caster in the game, which is incredibly high praise. Do you agree for starters? And secondly, what do you think it is that you do so well at casting? And then there's another question after this.
Wow, that's okay. That's very flattering coming from Ethan for sure. It's hard for me to say. Yeah, I agree. I don't see it personally. I'm kind of like
Just dunk on the other ones. Just dunk on them right now.
It's gonna be really odd next time you cast. You have to like look at him in the eyes and be like, I know what I said.
I was like, Sam, yeah, you're bad at this. You should just stay on just doing production. No. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see myself as like the best. I know I'm good at it, but I don't see myself as like the best. I know I'm probably like some people's favorite, but I think everyone's gonna have like favorites, right? Everyone's gonna prefer some style over the other. I personally am becoming a bigger and bigger fan of Scott. I really like Scott Mine's casting. Just he brings this. I'm not using this in a Gen Z way, but he has his aura. His aura of like professionalism, which I've come to really enjoy. And he's very like quick on his feet, and he's very witty. I also really enjoy British humor, so it's very his thing. So I personally am becoming more of a fan of Scott. So yeah, no, I wouldn't say I'm the best, but I'd say I'm good. And I think what I do differently is I think I have a unique position. I mentioned this earlier, but because I have access to a pro level team to test with, I think that's the edge that I bring, that I sort of have an in-depth or a bit of a closer look at the strategies that people are trying for the event and the evolution of decks and how the meta has sort of shifted, how strategies have changed over the testing process. I think just gives me a bit more of a unique perspective, which is what I try to bring in the booth.
I personally think you do that very well, like 100%. I get the sense that you are a caster for players, is how I would put it, if that makes any sense. And I think that's why I enjoy your commentary so much.
Thanks. I'm so glad you said that, because that was actually one of my goals when I started. I was just like, I think we need more casters in the booth who are engaging enough with the pro play side of things, to elevate the cast. I'm so glad you said that.
Oh, dude, you've nailed it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have earned it every step of the way, brother. I promise. All right. So the follow-up question here is, what advice would you give someone who is getting started in casting and wants to potentially join you on the big stage someday?
Okay. So 2 parts to this. There's one that's more on the opportunity side of it, and then there's one that's more on the doing the casting side of it. So on the opportunity side of it, I'd say like a lot of people have asked me like, how do I start, sort of thing, and I'd say the best way to start is your grassroots events, like your local ProQuest or something. Like just have some sort of setup and cast your local ProQuest. Like say you've won one already, next weekend go cast it and just like back off, sort of thing. Like, and make sure you're creating content, you're putting yourself on the map, I suppose, would be the way I'd say you can start, and that's more on the getting opportunities for yourself sort of thing. And then for the actual cast of it, like your actual, like what you're saying in the booth, my advice would be don't be too hard on yourself, basically, because I definitely did this at the beginning. I'd like go back and listen to like what I said and beat myself up over it. I mean, I still beat myself up over things, but at a certain point you have to understand that a lot of people are really actually just watching for the game, and many people aren't actually listening to what you're saying. Actually, it's something I've come to learn. You are way more aware of what you are saying, as opposed to like the people listening. Unless you say something fully egregious, a lot of things will just people will forget. People will just forget. So be kinder to yourself as you are learning the ropes, I guess is the term.
So I can speak to like from personal experience, like with the calling or something like that. Like if I miss it, I'll watch games muted because I'm in a meeting and I have to listen to my work meeting while I'm doing that. And so like I do hear or see a lot of games that I don't listen to what you guys are saying, and it's not because I don't enjoy it, just because I don't have the opportunity to listen. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, or people are watching at like 1.5 times speed and they're like skipping, they keep pressing, I guess, the right arrow key to like move as the players are thinking and stuff. So, yeah.
I'm also guilty of that. There's a lot of shame on my forehead right now, 100%, because I do that more than I should, I think.
Yeah, so you absolutely just hate the casters. Okay, I got it, Zach. Thanks.
Yes, that is exactly what I said. So we have Taylor and Taylor 2.0 today. I love it. Everybody's just taking my words out of context. I love it.
I just want to let you know that
You're
when I
never gonna
watch
get
it,
that $5,000 again at this rate.
dude, that's my favorite. Whenever I'm watching a calling, I'll put it on like 0.5 and really take in what the casters are saying, unlike Zach.
Wow.
Such an ass. I hate you so much.
Yeah, that's what I really like in seeing is all of the production aspects.
Just I want to see,
Yeah.
I want to see every image as clear as I can. Just sit there for a minute, take it in, go to the next one.
I love watching
You
the hero
just pause.
animations and the sides.
There's the coming back soon screen. You're just gonna pause on that and just like
Yeah.
admire the whole slide.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like perfectly symmetric. It's awesome. You guys don't give enough credit for that.
Every
the one
week.
thing I do, like
Every
no joke,
week.
the one thing I do really appreciate about the coming back is the little like run on the bottom of all the players and what they're playing and what their record is. That's something that I actually do pay attention to in between to like see like, oh, I recognize this is the person I want to see how they're doing and so. I do really appreciate that.
It has been an
Yeah.
awesome addition for sure.
I feel like that's one of those things that maybe I've not appreciated enough, Sam. Like to your point, like I see it and I'm like, oh, like Taylor's 4-2 or something like that. Like, and I can see the names of people I'm following. But I've never thought about it because, you watch like NFL Red Zone, the scores are at the bottom. I can always see them, like Magic coverage has had it for a while. So it's like, it's cool. I don't know. I'm realizing maybe I do hate the casters. Maybe I do hate everybody and I'm not appreciative enough of the things that we have here. So, yeah. Anyway, this is awkward.
So now we're getting him to roast himself. Awesome. That was the goal, right?
It's really that easy. It's really that easy.
Which is full-blown Stockholm.
100%.
Hey, Little Taylor Jumpscare here. While editing it, about an hour into the podcast, some of the files became corrupted. We had to restart the software and reboot it back up. So there's a part 2. It's about a 15-minute ordeal in between the first and second part. But we were all kind of laughing. So we didn't lose too much. We talked a little bit about Silver Age, but I'll put you back into the podcast. Thanks for watching. Bye.
I don't know where you guys left off.
Silver Age. We're talking about Silver Age.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was about to roll into we were talking about like bannings, and I was like getting ready to ask the bannings part. So Taylor, I'm just gonna ask the questioning. Well, not
Yeah, you did the
talked about it a
bannings.
little
I
bit,
told
didn't
how
we?
I have faith in the community, and I think you're about to enter like how you have no faith. I think it's about where we left off.
Yeah, I said that I have no faith in the community. So I tell you what, we'll axe it right there. We'll just jump to the next question.
There was one
Like-
part of that question which we didn't get to. I think you asked about the timing as well.
Yes,
It's
that
like when
was
should the
yeah.
Oh,
bans happen?
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I've really enjoyed we approach a tier 4 event and like we know what the format is like a month before. Most of the time, I guess not counting random LLs, and Worlds was obviously different. But like Singapore, for example, like we knew like the BNR that happened before Singapore was like a full month before. And I like the stability of it, where it's like so you get to actually like the meta gets to mature and people get to actually refine their strategies and refine the deck list. And then what we see at the tier 4 event is, in a sense, like the apex of people having figured stuff out rather than everyone scrambling to figure out, oh, how do I beat Syndra? And it's like a new deck that just dropped, for example. Or it's a whole fresh new meta. So I think the longer time there's before tier 4 is where I prefer it. Longer time being at least in the order of a month, hopefully more than that.
Well, how do you feel about it for like this
So-
particular PQ season, where we're starting off with Silver Age right after Pen comes out? Do you think that there should be any kind of BNR where we get to influence the heroes, like around that time period, or should it be well after?
Well, how would that even? I guess so. Pen isn't out yet, which means the votes would need to come in before Pen
You
is
just have to
out.
guess.
I guess.
You
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
guess.
This
You're
is
like,
why it's such a
Which is
like
yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna do this. That's like the main thing that I'm driving at with this idea.
Yeah. I think at that point it should just be the devs decide, right? Because like we don't know anything. We are basically just flipping coins.
Yeah.
That's what the players are doing. And then maybe the first like player decided BNR should happen after ProQuest season, where people have actually played the format and know what's about and know what they hate about it, I guess, and then ban those
Okay.
heroes.
Crazy idea. Instead of everyone that gets to vote on Silver Age, if you're like a finalist in a Pro Quest, you get to vote. I don't want like someone 1-4 like in 3 Pro Quests be like, I hate this guy. You know, it's kind of like if I'm on a boat,
That might be a little
no, but
harsh.
like if I'm on a boat, I want the people that know how to sail to be guiding the ship. I don't want everybody on the boat to have a vote. Okay, it's like, hey man, look, our experiences are very different here.
Yeah, but if they're going to open it up to the whole community, you can't be that selective. It's got to be kind of
Okay,
all or
top
nothing. I
4.
feel like I think you can put a hard limiter on. You have to have played Silver Age in the last like 90 days at like not even like a rated event, but like be it even like an armory that you've gone to, just like something that you've got like EXP at that you can now vote on the Silver Age. I think that's totally reasonable, but saying you have to have like top cut your like 8-man RTN for Silver Age is a little ambiguous.
So it's democratic, but also to some extent meritocratic, or just elitist. I can't tell.
It's Taylor. It's definitely
No.
elitist. So, like, that's for sure. Taylor, I don't know.
fine.
Like, I might be Team Sam here. This seems a little far because I have won or made the finals of a ProQuest of like the last 3 or 4 competitive seasons I've been to, and I think we can all agree that I could not steer the ship to save my life if we needed to. So I don't know that
But what
that's
if
a
there's
great
1,000
metric
of
either,
you?
dog.
I mean, I'm sure that we can steer that ship if there's 1,000 of you. Okay.
Well, I don't. There's not. If we're doing top 4, and there are like 500, there's like 2,000 people voting essentially. I mean, that's really weighted that these 2,000 people get to decide like something very important that everyone now has to deal with in the community for the rest, of the season or so.
Then you are literally being blamed. Not my Oldham campaign that I'm pushing on people. You are literally being blamed, Taylor, because you made the
Oh,
finals
you
of
should
the
have won.
ProQuest and I
I'm
didn't.
sorry to hear that, dog.
I see. I will keep that in mind as we make future decisions.
You're not good enough to have a vote.
Sorry.
Of course.
All right. We are entering some serious Hunger Games territory here, guys. Like some serious dangerous waters.
Yeah, but I think because I feel like my vision for not my vision, what I think is like their vision for Silver Age is like to be this super accessible format. I imagine there's going to be a lot of armories that are Silver Age, and so a lot of people playing these armories will be affected by these bans. Where I feel like they should get a say. I guess I'm sort of just like, yeah, we're just coming to what Sam said. It's like if you're playing at an XP event, which like armories are, and it's Silver Age, then you should have a vote because you're going to be probably continuing to engage with Silver Age, and if you're engaging at armory level, you should still, at least have a say of what you're allowed to play or what you don't want to face.
That's like ultimately the goal of Silver Age anyway, to be the very cheap entry level. This is how you get into the game. This is what it looks like. Give you like an overview before you have to like fully vote with your wallet getting into CC.
Like, if you wanted to use that logic, then they shouldn't have put it in Yokohama 2 weeks after the set that's supposed to make it good. It's like as soon as they put it in Yokohama, it's literally fair game for critiquing of that sense.
That's a fair point.
I'm not saying it's like uncritiquable, but I think that if you want it to be fully engaging with new players, they need to say too.
I think, like, from my perspective, they should have saved Silver Age Pro Tour for the second Pro Tour of the year if we have a second one. I think that would have been a.
I agree.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yep. I think it should have been Vegas. I'm a bit worried that we're gonna have a little bit of a LL at Philly sort of situation.
That's my fear.
Where, yeah, exactly. Where it's like they just needed a little more time for it to cook, but they didn't have it. So I was expecting it to be Vegas actually when they announced that we're gonna see Silver Age in a higher level competitive play next year. I thought it'd be the second Pro Tour of the year, but then it's Yokohama. So we'll see how that pans out.
I think we kind of run into the same problem both ways, though, because it had to be the whatever set is associated with the major for Penn, I think, is what they kind of needed to do to, like, because you can't do a draft format with Penn, is my problem.
Ooh.
Right.
Silver Age draft. And those could be your 2 formats. That'd been wild.
Ugh. At least you'd get out of the convention hall very early every.
But then if you did that, though, I guess you'd have to have like 17 rounds or something, or like 20 rounds. Never mind, that sounds awful.
Oh, now you sound like Hayden. He's a big. I mean, I'm sure you'll have been. I think y'all have also been discussing the idea of like a best of 3 for the Silver Age portions of Swiss, and Hayden's just like, nah, just add more rounds.
I think that's right.
Which is exactly.
I think that's good.
Which is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. On the most recent episode, I think it was Dilks that said that logistically it'll be difficult because if you're doing best of 3, rounds have to be like an hour and a half. I think you could like. No, you can't really take away a round if you do that, but I understand that logistically that would be difficult. As cool as an idea as it is to like bring 3, ban 1, play best of 3 with that is like such a I think really sick format and gives you a lot of depth on like tooling the decks you take to like attack a specific problem, gives you a lot of like equity in the prep. I think that's really cool. I can see where it's going to be very difficult to execute.
So we've been talking about Silver Age and we've been talking about, like 20 life format, I feel like. So let's transition to my favorite 20 life format, which we're no longer going to be able to play after this. Let's talk about Blitz. And Blitz is like last hurrah. Are you going or have you been to any skirmishes? And if so, how did they go? And tell us why Blitz is your favorite format.
I feel
please.
like a lot of your questions have been like two-parters, where the second part relies on me saying yes to the first part, but I've yet to say yes to the first part. I'm really sorry about that. I have not engaged with Blitz.
It's okay, man. It's
I've not
okay.
engaged with Blitz in like over a year, I think. I've just had no interest in that format. And also, I mean, the past few weeks have been pretty busy. Like after Philly, and like I just came back from a wedding in India, so no, have not played a skirmish. But also, to be honest, didn't have any interest in playing a skirmish
Good for you.
anyway. So I cannot talk about Blitz. I do know that you are a big fan of the format, and you think it's more skill expressive than LL. I have been keeping up with the takes there.
My opinion might have changed after I went 1-3 at my local skirmish, but hey,
Seems skill
who's keeping
expressive
track,
enough.
right?
Were you playing Test of
expression
Iron
has
Grip in
changed.
Blitz
I
as
think
well?
Blitz is the most skill-intensive format.
If I could have played Victor in Blitz, I would have. I would play Victor in Blitz, but unfortunately, gone but not forgotten.
Wait, hold on. He's not legal in Blitz?
I
Wait, I'm-
yelled.
He's
Oh,
LL in
oh,
Blitz.
okay. Yes, I had no idea.
Like super
Okay,
fast.
yeah, like I said. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I had no idea.
Turns out, like, block 4 draw card was
Yeah.
really good in Blitz.
Mm.
Especially when every attack I had was like almost half of your life total and affected you in your major turn in some capacity. Who knew? Crazy.
That's why I felt
Anyway,
like
we did have some.
that's why I feel like
Go ahead,
KO
Sam.
is so insane, because you, instead of like the Victor problem where you said 1, you said 2 of those attacks, and the on hit is you die instead
Yeah.
of you get like disrupted.
Like testing a little bit for my skirmish. I played a game against like KO, like Armed and Dangerous, whatever the young version's called of that, and their turn was like turn 0 Blood Rush, and like through like my cards put me down to like 12 or something like that, and then like I did something, and then their next turn was like just throw a like natural 16 at me that forced me like multiple cards out of my hand, and I was like, yeah. I love this format. It's like that mask where, like, you know, the guy's smiling on the outside, he's crying underneath, and I'm like, I love this format. I love this format.
You see him-
Like,
It's just really easy because, like, you put Buckwild in that deck, and now, like, the floor of your turn is probably 14, 15 damage every single turn. It's like a Wild
Yeah.
Ride or a Buckwild or a Pulping into any other attack with the new Tyrannical Rex gloves. It's just another attack that's now coming in for anywhere from 7 to 9, typically. So it's just, like, an insane amount of damage for a low-life format.
and you just get to play beaten trackers
Yep.
in every matchup because the game's 3
Exactly.
turns. You don't care about blocking a ton. You just run beaten trackers. Anyway, before I go off too much talking about you know, Blitz and everything like here, since you're not going to skirmish and you have no interest, we'll just jump past this one. Let's talk about LL. We're going to talk about all the problematic formats today. How do you feel about how World shook out on the LL side of things? Did you enjoy playing LL, and are you upset that it seems to be placed on the back burner for the time being?
I think how it ended up in Worlds was actually very positive. I think I definitely felt a bit of a shift from the community side of things, at least at the higher level play. A lot of people, once they got to the testing houses and were actually putting the time into LL and discovering new things or refining the decks that we knew were players, like the Marlyns and the Dash IOs and stuff, there turned out to be a lot more play to the format and a lot more variety than I think people were expecting at the beginning, where it was looking to just be Starvo Viscerai. But then as we got closer to Worlds, that second BNR, or the BNR just before Worlds, definitely helped a lot. So I'm very pleased with the way it ended up at Worlds. I did not like the lead up to it. I did not like the emergency ban that had to happen like 2 or 3 weeks before. I think that should have been like at least a month out. But all things considered, I think it ended up way better than I was expecting. I think many people were expecting at Worlds. Am I sad that it's taking the back burner? I'm gonna say no. Like, despite the sentiment shifting, I think everyone felt, Alice is included, I think, so I don't have any insider knowledge here, but I think there was this feeling of not having a long-term vision for the format. I've spoken about this a few times before, where there's no rotation plan, because stuff doesn't rotate out of LL, right? And there's no community bannings or nothing like that. So everything just kind of stays the way it is. So nothing is moving out, but also nothing is coming in. because new sets can't support LL because then they'd have to be MST level broken, right, for it to reasonably have any impact on LL. So it kind of just like stays the same. It ends up being the only time we have churn is through bannings, which isn't satisfying for the player base, right? It just feels very like Big Brother tells me I can't play Ira anymore, and so I can't play Ira anymore. Not because something changed in the meta, not because something new came in. It doesn't feel organic. And so all that thing considered, I think it makes sense that it hit the back burner. But it's sort of cool that it ended up being, I think, in my view, it ended up having a positive, at least at Worlds, it was like a positive experience. How do y'all feel actually about LO, how it shook out at Worlds? Because I'm talking, I guess, quite a bit from like the coverage side of things. So I guess when I was in the testing house, people were more positive on LL than leading up to it. How do you guys feel about it?
I feel like there were very mixed results for LL, like leading up to it. I think a lot of people were not happy with it. You know, like some people just jam picks because they were like, oh, well, we're going to see what happens. But, you know, like what you're talking about from the coverage side of things, I was very happy with it. You know, getting to go back and watch the games and like just seeing how everything played out, like it made for some very, very cool and explosive turns in like for coverage games, which I really enjoyed watching. But as a player, like LL's been pretty hit or miss with me. Like it's fine.
I think to kind of build on what you're saying, where it felt like it didn't have a like vision for the end of it. It felt like they're trying to ride the line between it being competitively playable and being the format where anything goes. And I don't think you can actually meld those two ideas. They just do not work. As far as like playing goes, I feel a lot about LL the way I feel about Blitz, where sometimes people just draw a hand and you can't win the game, and I feel like the instances where that happens are far more frequent than you see in like CC, and that's the biggest problem that I have. If they were, I think, either a little bit more heavy on banning out problem cards like Scalata and System Reset, then you could have a much better format, a less like I drew the nuts and you just die format. Um, I think I probably would have felt a lot better about the format overall if they were a little bit more heavy-handed and didn't try to meld those two ideas.
But then you end up getting like, oh, this is now CC plus, and it sort of goes against like what you were talking about earlier, where oh, this is the format where anything goes. So yeah, the vision was kind of like messy. It felt like.
The one thing, in my opinion, that like really changed from like the first day of LL testing to Worlds was my actual opinion of what Starvo is doing in the format. Because like I started at, I was like, I hate this guy, and then by the end of Worlds, I was like, I think we need more Starvos in the field as a safety valve for like this Dio deck and stuff like that. Like I was actually like in my mind advocating for like putting him more, giving him like maybe 3 Oakenolds again. Just to make sure that we can keep Dio on the sidelines and stuff like that, which was really funny from my perspective because I hated it. Then by the end of it, I was like, I love Starvo. Yeah, this is the best deck, dude. Why is this deck's awesome?
Marlynn was doing a bit of that as well, I think. Like the Marlynn deck was good into Dio.
Yes,
Because you
into
kind of
Dio.
keep disrupting them. Yeah.
Problem is that everyone was then aware of the Marlin deck, like with the exact amount of time needed before Worlds to slap in way too much tech, and the deck just wasn't good now.
Thank you.
LL specifically, it's like
yeah, when the chains started running Chains of Mephetis, I was like, oh, this is so over.
Yeah.
It is so brutal for Marlyn.
Oh yeah, we were also
Yeah.
testing into Aurora, into Zach's Aurora, and it was a pretty miserable matchup too. Because like you snatch a 0 for 4, then he has 3 more, and you're like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted everybody to be playing Marlin at that event. Like I just wanted to play against like Marlin and Chain all day was what I wanted to see every round.
What we needed was Icelander to actually do things. I think Icelander could have been a good sort of stopgap on the meta for like the degenerate stuff. It's just that she didn't do anything on her own turn. It's like she could put a CLF on you or hypothermia on you, and then on her turn she's like, I don't know, here's a wounded bull, I guess, in LL, and that's just
not quite enough.
it's just kind of, you just have clown makeup on or something. So
Yeah.
We'll fix her. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
That's why we were talking, I think, a couple podcasts ago about how they needed to print a card directly into LL that was like something that gave Icelander like the sauce to be that gatekeeper. I think we talked about like something like you can't reveal cards or I can't remember exactly what we come up with. something just like really like push the envelope on Icelander just a little bit more.
How about like Endless Maul, but for ice, where you just throw it, it comes in for 6, but you banish 3 ice cards from your graveyard, and it comes in for 9. You know, give her like an extra like point or 2 of attack value, while also forcing you to play more ice. I don't know. Yeah,
Decompose
cool.
with
Be
ice.
neat.
Yeah.
why not? We can call it like
2 for 8
defrost
that,
or something.
Yeah.
when you decompose your ice cards, you just give them 3 frostbites. You know, just
Uh,
Yo. Here's a 2 for 8 and a red Arctic
felling of the
incarceration. Have
summit.
fun, pal. Like, yeah, dude. Everybody be going, no, give us felling of the crown back, please. It was so fair. It was so fair. What a world.
Oh man,
What a world.
I'm hoping that like
So
with Volthaven, I suspect, I have no idea for sure or not, but I suspect we're going back to Volthaven after Pen comes out, and I think if we had LL after that set comes out, it might have actually been better, because I assume there's going to be more tools for Ice, and they're going to inject Ice back into CC, and if they snuck in a couple of cards there that supported, like, Lexi and Icelander, then maybe we would have got to that stage, but we'll never know.
where's my Monarch 3 at? As a side note, I was promised Monarch 3 the first set of 26. Is this Monarch 3? We don't know it yet?
that would be hilarious. Like, just like
Just
switch,
keep switching.
like right at the last
like
minute.
It's like as they reveal cards, it gets
Would
like a
be
darker
awesome.
and darker tone, and then you get to see like the actual full image of like what Monarch 3 is supposed to be lore-wise. That'd be interesting.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it'd
It'd
be
be
a lot of
fun to
work.
do.
I'm just coping so
You have no
hard
idea.
Big spoilers.
now that we're gonna get a second
Oh,
Icelander.
never mind.
Yeah.
We're definitely not getting that. Never mind. I'm not coping that
No.
hard.
I'm kind of surprised we haven't gotten A, more on Dromai, and B, Icelander. I feel like those are 2 like decks that a lot of enfranchised players are kind of clamoring to have return, and we haven't really gotten much from those guys.
Like, would reprinting OG Icelander at like 500 LL points be the worst? Like, just like throwing her in there, just like have fun. I think people would love that.
It sure would like delete Sinra from the meta.
See, now maybe instead of banning or unbanning cards, we just put Icelander back in. Just
I support that.
see.
God, like,
A lot of people that do, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Like, you can't even flick knives because they like throw CLF, and now you have to like pay 1 to flick, and oh god.
Yeah, you have to play blues.
Oh.
Make people play blues
Ugh.
again.
Blues.
I prefer Cinder with blues, so
Mm.
I like this plan. I'm all about like playing 12 blues and some spreading flames. Like, make it interesting.
Y'all are sick.
So, Pankaj, on our list of notes of questions here that we have, we really only have one question left for you on our list here, and it is, we like talking about Monarch 3, Compendium of Wraith, whatever we're coping on here at this moment. What do you really want to see out of Pin?
Okay. It's not related to CC at all. I want to see good equipment come up for Pen for Silver Age. And I want Pen to be what makes Silver Age that back and forth sort of grindy type of Flesh and Blood that I think we expected it to be. And I'm really hoping Pen gives us that. I think the Silver Age sort of game lengths should be averaging like maybe 5 to 7 turns instead of like the sort of like 3 turns that it is right now. Of course, barring the oldims, like the fatigue oldims. But like if we get a little bit more deeper into first cycle in Silver Age, like regularly, I'm hoping Pen gives us that. That's what I hope to see from Pen. And I think it's probably going to come from the equipment. The fact that everyone just runs Blade Back in now is a little bit dull. So yeah.
That would be awesome. I think that would be a super net positive change for the format as a whole. It definitely give you more of like the actual Flesh and Blood vibe of like, I can make decisions. Things that I do matter, not that my Azalea opponent dominated for 14 twice and I died. Like,
I
kind of
lost the
thing.
die roll
So-
and then just lost the game because of it. So.
and it was over before it ever started. It's crazy. All right. So, Pankaj, if you've watched an episode before, you know at the very end that we have some questions that come from our viewers and our audience. Sam, roll us into our questions, dog.
Oh boy. All right. Well, you know what we gotta do before the questions. Before we even get there, is if you wanna
Oh, I'm the worst about this. So bad at this.
if you also want to know a little bit more about Penn and are having some trouble figuring out what you want to play, maybe you got a Silver Age tournament coming up in Seattle you want to be a part of, and you don't know what to play yet. You got to head on over to Fablazing Data and get yourself a good look at what's performing well. And if you want to keep track of how those games are going, maybe give yourself some good space to get some notes. Kind of figure out what your game plans are. If you're actually keeping track of them, keep track of yourself a little bit better. We've got the product for you. It's a Breakpoints Codex Journal. Link will be in the description below. All right, after that.
I feel like I'm getting much better at my Vanna White impression. I feel like I would have been good at hitting the letters on what Wheel of Fortune or whatever that game was called. I'd have been pretty good at that.
By the way, do the people who ask the questions know who the guest is when they submit their questions?
A lot of the time, yes.
Yeah, we tell them, unless it's I forgot to post it in the Discord and I'm asking 3 hours before we're going to record the thing. No, I try to make sure that they know who's going to be on so that we can make it more fun that way.
I have an idea though. I have an idea for the next one though. For the next one we have a guest. We just put the wrong guest, and then we just force our co-host to answer questions for someone else.
That would be so funny.
Oh man! All right. Well, I don't want to do that to our next guest. I think people will have a lot of questions for him. So, does casting events make you feel more or less connected to the greater Flesh and Blood community?
Oh, more? Yeah, definitely more. Because of the word greater in that part of the question, the greater Flesh and Blood community. I feel like as a player, I sort of would be engaging mostly with just the team, just the testing team, and maybe a few other testing partners outside the team. But as a caster, I sort of am exposed to a lot more of the crowd, especially a lot more of the casual player base, which I feel like as a pro player I wouldn't really interact with very much.
How do you feel that wearing this many hats in the community has changed how you personally enjoy Flesh and Blood? I guess it's kind of worded a little bit funny. Do you feel like it has changed how you enjoy Flesh and Blood? Where you wear the player to the commentator type. I don't know. I'm butchering this entirely.
Yeah. I think, honestly, this one I do need to work on. I have felt less of a drive to perform at a high level competitively. I think, especially, the fact that I'm a week out from playing Calling Seattle and I haven't really done a lot of prep, this isn't something that would have been the case a year or two ago, right? So I'd say that's maybe a difference where I definitely find a lot more satisfaction and value on the casting and content creation side of things. That's maybe detracted away a little bit from the player side of things, but that's definitely something I want to work on. And hopefully, with the increased number of calling circuits happening next year, hopefully I can get that back.
What class/talent do you think is going to get the most out of Penn?
Ice Wizard.
Yes.
Just please. It's so okay. So Icelander was front and center, right? When they announced Silver Age, she's there, she's on the cover art and stuff, and she's absolutely trash and unplayable. But she's getting a whole new what's it called? The first edition. No, not
Armory
first edition.
deck type deal, whatever they are.
The pre-con deck. I forget what it's called. First chapter 1. Yeah. She's getting that deck. She's on the cover art for everything Silver Age. There's Pen coming out. I really hope she gets something and she's actually playable. Because that'll be a big
one thing that drove me up the wall.
My answer to that is
if you go to the Pin website and you see the deck and you can scroll up, they still have Crucible, and that's blowing my mind that there's not a weapon there. It just I'm
yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
They're playing mind games or something. Dude, it's so insane.
Who is your favorite player to put on stream? Or gets put on stream, I should say.
Ooh, that's an interesting one. Someone who's also very like not exactly performative, like emotive, I think is the term. Someone who like likes to banter with their opponent quite a bit and maybe like have more expressions. One that comes to mind, Noah Bagelman comes to mind for sure. He definitely looks like he's enjoying himself a lot more on stream compared to like the average player. Especially, Montreal, right? When he's like from the top rope and he drops the concealed object, like, which is super cool. So a player like that, I feel like there's someone else I'm thinking about, but they're sort of escaping me right now. So let's go with Noah Bagelman.
Okay. Michael Payne kind of strikes me as one of those emotive people because he's always like, like most recently in Valencia, he put the card on the die when he was playing SC Acilio, and then I swear he gets high rolled very often on camera, and when it happens, he has the sigh every time.
Taylor, you wouldn't know anything about high rolling people named Michael on camera, would you? Just
No.
out of curiosity?
That wasn't a high
Asking for
roll.
a friend? No?
There's a difference.
No, okay, yeah. No, sure, yeah.
What was your favorite Fab event this year?
Okay, hang on. I need to try to remember what all the events were this year. It kind of all blurs together. I'm like, Osaka was last year, not this year. It was London and then Singapore and then Philadelphia with the tier 4s and a whole bunch of tier 3s. Definitely not Kansas. I can answer that. I was miserable at Kansas. I did not want to be there. I booked it like beforehand. I thought they would ban something from Gravy by the time we got to Kansas, and they didn't. So I showed up with Katsu just being like, anyway, so not Kansas. Nats was Vegas. Ooh, I think it might be Nats. It might be US Nats. I think Vegas was super fun. Margin took it down on Verdun, so like that's super cool. Was super happy for him on that. The vibe in Vegas is pretty awesome. I'm probably gonna I think Vegas is my answer for that.
Okay.
I mean, the Westgate was great. I mean, how could you not love being in Vegas? Like,
and people hadn't figured out Gravy yet, so he wasn't like fully oppressive. Even though I was like, you could see it coming. But yeah.
How excited are you to go stay at the Westgate again?
Hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hope they take a wrecking ball through the Westgate before we get there and they're forced to take us to another event hall.
It's crazy because the first time we ever played Flesh and Blood in Vegas, it was actually at the Las Vegas Convention Center. And then ever since it's been Westgate.
I know, and it was phenomenal.
It was a good time. That was a good one.
Anyway, let's not go too far down this rabbit hole of my anger and the Westgate. It's not how we want to wrap up the podcast.
Also, Vegas was the first time I did an official cast for Flesh and Blood, so there's a little bit of nostalgia there as well. Like my first event casting for LSS was US Nationals 2 years ago. So, yeah.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
It's the Christmas Hunger Games. Who wins? Pankaj in a pear tree Bhojwani, Ninja, Mr. Clean, or Pillsbury Doughboy, the Christmas Cookie Edition?
Amazing.
Wait, what? That was way too... What? I missed the question. Hang on. I'm in a pear tree, and then... What?
And then it's Ninja, Mr. Clean, and the Pillsbury Doughboy Christmas Cookie Edition. Who wins the the Christmas Hunger Games?
Oh, McLean, obviously.
Thanks.
Just I'm not a fighter, dude.
That's fair. What a crazy question that one was.
I don't know if you've
someone wrote that one.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, Sal never
That was a weird one.
Dog. Sal never disappoints. So Pankaj, you might not have seen the meme. There was an episode where I think it was Bagelman's episode. So if you watched that, at the end of it, we were asking him questions, and it was like, who wins a rap battle between me, Taylor, and Sam? And Bagelman said that I won because I said my competition is Mr. Clean and the Pillsbury Doughboy. And so now they have been running with this, and you got thrown into a pear tree apparently for like a Christmas theme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I missed that part.
It's okay.
of the no.
You're not
episode,
missing much.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta send him the picture.
I didn't miss the part where he said apparently to get more clout on this podcast or get called back, I need to actually decline when you ask me whether I want to come on. So I'm keeping that in mind for next time. I think I said yes too early in this one. It's like Taylor messaged me and replied within like an hour or something. I was like, oh yeah, of course I'm down. Next time I have to play a little more hard to get, apparently.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I remember Taylor was probably like, do we even really want Pankaj? Like if he's that willing to be on.
It's too easy, this guy.
It's your favorite behind the scenes moment that no one knows about.
No one knows about. Okay, it's not a specific moment that comes to mind. But I think just the whole when we are deciding who to get on coverage for the next match. It's kind of fun. Where we're kind of all we're looking at all these records, and we're trying to figure out like matchups that we haven't seen before yet, players that we haven't seen before yet, and that little discussion that happens every single time. So we get the pairings like just a little bit before the players, so we can like decide who to get on, or like at the exact same time, sort of thing, where the players are like shuffling around, kind of thing. So I'd say that sticks out as like interesting part of behind the scenes coverage. I feel like if you give me a bit more time, I probably would have been able to come up with something more fun, like a specific moment. It just escapes me right now.
Okay, all right.
Mhm.
All right, one final one. Who is your favorite person to cast with, and who would you cast with that you haven't already?
Okay,
Would you
answer
like
the
to?
first one is Sam for sure. That's a large part because I mean we sort of like started together, and then also at this point we just have so much experience working with each other. We just know each other's cadence. Like we know when the other person's like on a roll and is just like popping off, and the other person knows to back off and give them space, and vice versa as well. It's like I can trust that he knows when he needs to come in and like back me up, or when to just give me some space and I'm like on a roll, sort of thing. That chemistry, I suppose, is the term that we've developed over the past couple of years. I think is something that I haven't quite gotten to with anyone else, but that's just because I've done the most events with him and the most games with him. And the answer to the second question is DM Armada, who I have not casted with, but I do want to cast with. That is, yeah, that was actually one of my goals when I started casting too. I was like, one day I want to like get in the booth like DM Armada.
That's sweet.
That guy.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us on episode 20 of Breakpoints.
Thank you
would
for
like
having
to
me
let-
on. It's been such a blast.
It's been an
Yeah.
adventure. It's
Awesome.
been an
Love having
adventure. And
Is there anything that you'd like to link at the end here? Obviously, you're part of the wonderful Arsenal Pass podcast, but you'd like to let the people know where to find you.
Yeah, I suppose on X, which I don't really post anymore, but I'm Ethnic Smoke on X, and then yeah, Arsenal Pass, and of course the official fabtcg YouTube channel. If I'm casting that event, which you'll see me on there at some points next year. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks again for having me on, y'all.
Thank
This
you.
has been lit.
Awesome.